Hello, Superdean here, and welcome back to another Superdean movie review with a special guest, Ziggy the Hedgehog, who's fast asleep on my lap. So yeah, you can't see her. I'll try and put a picture in of her. Oh, it'd be good if I can get a picture of a red balloon, wouldn't it? As we went to see It Chapter 2 yesterday with the wife, that was a good tie-in. Such an idiot some days. But yes, me and the wife went to go watch it yesterday. Today I'm doing this video on Sunday morning. It came out on Friday, and it's a good film. It's not a great film. I will get to why I don't think it's a great film. Kind of more in the spoiler section. There was a few things that wasn't the film's fault. I kind of spoiled it a little bit, but that's a completely different thing. Again, like the first film, great cast, and it was kind of not. It was a better cast because it found the weird thing how they got the adult actors to look so much like the kid actors. There was Jessica Chastain, James McAvoy, Bill Hayden, and Bill Skarsgård, I think his last name is, back playing Pennywise again. It was great. There was some sort of new characters in there as well who were really, really good too. There was some younger actors who were new again. They were really good. The soundtrack again was amazing. How they all that work out. There was more jump scares I felt in this one, which some of them were really good. I felt like times they were allowed a bit too much on the sort of jump scares. More the first one seemed to be more about building tension. I think the problem with this film I had was they built the tension. There was a lot more humour in this one as well, a lot more sort of daft jokes and stuff, which kind of it worked at times when it was just something really scary happening, and then a joke happened. For actually, you could say that in real life, and then sometimes a joke happened. It's like you've sort of sucked that out. Really, it's sort of ruined that bit now. Let's just quickly move on. But yeah, good film overall. If you can see it, it's a good film to go watch it now. There is one thing I will say about the film. There is a strobe warning for this film because they do use strobe lights. If you are light sensitive or have epilepsy, I wouldn't go see this film. Not because it's a bad film, because literally the last 10 minutes it's just full blown strobe lighting, which for me did ruin a little bit because I'm alright, but watching that for a good 10 minutes definitely started to give you sort of a pounding headache at one point, especially for me. The other two bits I kind of spoiled it. Unfortunately, we got to cinema late because that was my fault because I was at work. Got there, and the cinema was, because of the second day, it was really busy for going there. We ended up sitting quite close to the screen, and trouble is, big cinema, sitting close, you do end up kind of missing things on the screen because you have to sort of look left and look right. You can't fully see it all because we normally sit a bit further back. But again, that was more my fault, not the movie's fault. The other thing that annoyed me was just Muppet teenagers in the film. I don't know why people still do this nowadays when you go to watch a film. You pay to go see it, and then you just pissing about in the chair. They were just a group of girls, group of lads, just a couple of rows back. Just when it was a normal scene, just be going, ooh, pretending to be scared by it and stuff. Just jumping for no reason, shouting for no reason. It ruins films and stuff. It's a shame people still do that nowadays. It was nice to see people complaining at the end to the manager and midway through the film. But it just spoiled. I don't see why people have to do that. I didn't complain. I'm too much of a wimp. I'm going to do that. I'd rather come on here and moan about it, so no one's going to know about it. But yes, good film. Let's get into the spoiler section because most of the things I want to talk about are kind of spoilers of the film. The first thing that kind of annoyed me, it didn't seem much closure in the film. It seemed to leave a lot of, not loose ends, but just a few bits and bobs that I think should have been tied up. But at the start, a group of lads, there's two gay guys right at the start talking about it because it's now set in, because it was set in 1960, it's now 27 years later. Oh no, 1980, sorry. It was 27 years later, and it was in the sort of late, I think it was 2014, it would have been sort of in. And these gay guys going around, the group of kids just for some reason decided to beat up the gay guys because they don't like them, throw one of them over the bridge, and Pennywise catches that guy in the water and eats him. But nothing then happens. These four guys just run off, and you never see them again. There's no kind of comeuppance. There's no nothing. Even if it was just a small scene, or like a newspaper clipping or something, four guys arrested, put in jail for doing this. They just seem to get away with it, and that bugged me a little bit. Just to say, I know I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't still happen in the world, but you never know. But it just seemed that bugged me a little bit too much. Second thing that kind of bugged me a little bit was, what was it? Towards the end of the film, not the bug thing, but it was a long film. It's not a big bit. It was just over 3 hours, just under 3 hours, just over 3 hours. I think it might have been actually long, and it just seemed to just be too long for a half. I think the first one was 2.5 hours, which kind of worked. It didn't feel like he was in for 2.5 hours. You felt like he was in here for 3 hours. It there's a point in the film where they all find out how they've got to stop Pennywise by going home and finding these tokens of their past, of how they beat him in the past. And each character gets one, and they're about a good 10-15 minutes long, each of these sections. And I just don't think they were all necessary. I think maybe a few of the main characters get them, yeah, but it just slowed the movie down because it was the same formula over. It was they go out there, they find it, or found it. Pennywise attacks, or they get back to the kid, back to the child age, and the Pennywise keeps attacking him and the child. They beat him there, adult, move on to the next one, and it was the same for every character, apart from Michael didn't get one actually, but because Mike already found his, because he stayed, while everybody else left. What else? The ending kind of spoiled as well, because to me, it went from sort of horror film to full-blown sci-fi. Because I need to really kind of re-watch the original It, and probably read the book as well to find out what is the true ending to the film. But say he turned into this massive kind of crab monster, Pennywise, while they were trying to lock him away in this little tub to beat him. And it didn't, because it didn't work. So he turns into a big crab, starts chasing them around, and then it turned into like a superhero movie. Because he was there monologuing, kind of saying, peddling him his plan and all this. Oh, I'm going to do this. I am the world eater. It just, and then he was chasing around a bit, trying to get him. I mean, he did get one of them. I'll get to that in a second. And it just didn't seem to work for me. It just seemed to be daft. Yeah, this big monster. I mean, yeah, my wife made a good point that he builds on. He eats fear. He eats fear. He builds the fear up, then he can eat it, and it's nice and tasty. And maybe he's got that cocky and arrogant because he's been doing it for so long. He knows they can't beat him. But then it gets to the point where they are starting to beat him, and he's still in his big spider form. No, mind you, he's still going, oh, big spider, spider, spider. And they start to say, beating him by sort of basically, I can't say it was peer pressure, how they're saying, you've got to do this, like, you've got to have a drink, have a drink, have a drink. It was just them going to him, oh, you're a clown, you're a clown, you're a clown, you're a clown. And he was like, oh, no, I'm not a clown. At that point, he realised, oh, I'm starting to lose. He's got this massive claw hand. Just swang, and then all dead, and then no more. You're a clown, you're a clown. They're all poof, gone, did. But he didn't, and then obviously he faded away. They took his heart out, squashed his heart, dead, stuffed it, gone. They beat Pennywise, which was nice. It's a bit of a weird ending. Obviously, one of the characters, Eddie, he was killed when trying to save everybody, trying to save his mate Richie. Eddie died. No, Ben died. No, Eddie died. Ben's the other character. Which he has a wife as well. Obviously, all the characters have all been established to have husbands and wives and stuff. But I want to kind of know what happens there. What did they tell the wife? How did he die? It'd be kind of cool to see a little scene. Oh, how did he die? Oh, he was killed by a massive clown. Oh, he never liked clowns. It would be nice to see that kind of closure and leave it open. What else? The other thing was the bully was back. I kind of liked a lot of people I've seen in other reviews and people talk about that didn't like him. He wasn't necessary for the film. I think he was quite good in the first film. He was definitely a good, because he had a lot of good interactions with the characters in the first film. The whole bit where it's Ben, where he's like tried to cut his name in him. And nothing to seem sort of happen with that. He got out. He escaped his prison. He started chasing them. He had a fight with Eddie. Stabbed him in the face. He escaped. There was a bit of interaction with him and Ben, the bully and Ben, because they happened in the past. And he was just killed off with an axe to the head by Richie, and that was that. Done, gone. And just didn't seem to much closure for the character. Because you remember that he was like, in the first film, he found out that his father bullied him, so he bullied people, and then Pennywise found that and corrupted him and made him into this little puppet master thing to go do his bidding. And it felt bad really that you didn't get to see sort of what happened in the end. But again, it was good as well how all the characters, when they got back, they were starting to revert back to the kiddie selves and stuff. How James McAvoy's character Billy had a stutter as a kid. The stutter comes back, and that's really good. How I thought, that was good as well. The twist right at the start. Stanley character, who you've seen some of the trailer stuff that he's going to be there the whole film. Nope, commit suicide right off the bat of the film, which I had no idea. Like I said, this is the spoiler section. Was going to happen. I thought that was really, really good. How it just, because obviously he decided to do that because he knew he was the weakest character. Because in the film, Pennywise was able to get at him the most in the original film. So he said, if I was there, I'd probably make things worse and fail. So I took myself off the board, which was good. Kind of a bit of a weird twist, but a very good twist how that went down. That sounds bad for saying it was a good twist, but it was interesting. So yeah, overall it was a good film. Like I said, I just didn't love the film. There was a few bits for me that sort of pulled it down, but it's not a bad film. If you can, do go watch it. I have also now got a rating system for my watch movies. It's absolutely stupid, but still, it's super hate, super meh, super okay, super liked, super loved, and super. I really love it. So for me, this film was a super liked. Again, the cast was amazing. Jump scares. I love. People said there was too many jump scares, but I love a good jump scare movie. That's just how I like them. The humour was good in places. It did put it down a little bit, and just say that how it would build up attention, and the humour would suck it down. And there was just a few little bits with the characters, with the Pennywise at the end, just the bully thing that I just think needed tying off or to me, just didn't seem to finish it off right. The other stuff that I said that annoyed me, that isn't really part of the movie. That was just things that happened in the cinema. So yes, overall, like I said, super liked. If you do watch it, please go watch it. If you are light sensitive or have epilepsy, don't go watch it. Wait till it comes out on DVD, because I think that probably would not help at all. So, thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Super Dean, out.